Yo, shush. I'm Baldy. I used to go by Silux, Luxus, what have you. Had a lot of names online for the very specific reason that someday all those friends that I made online back in the day of maybe 10 or 11 on this old little known website, DSI Paint, would come back and maybe find me one day because I really missed them. I miss old SDK, but a lot of them have ended up dead, Instagram stars, or maybe they're focusing on art or whatever. Either way, I don't know. A lot of them have disappeared, and I weirdly still have this mindset that they may come back. I have this perfectionist thing going on where I focus so hard on pleasing these people who are uninvolved in my life and have probably forgotten my name, who have never seen my face. And it's weird that the internet does that, isn't it? I've been wondering for so long, how the fuck do I get out of this mindset? You know, this perfectionist mindset, as some would call it, because I sit here and I formulate videos and I'm like, I want them to kind of recognize me because of the style I talk or the way I act. Maybe my comedy hits different. Maybe it's just my name and they're like, wow, I can't believe I've seen how he's grown. And I focus so hard on every little aspect of everything I've ever made to please people who probably forgot I exist. And here I am. My fucking mess of an apartment looks a little trashed in my vibing intermission thing for a very unsuccessful stream channel. And for some reason, despite that, I still want to do it with no real reason. I feel like most YouTubers are somewhat reasonable. Most Twitch streamers are somewhat reasonable. Be it they do it for the money. They want to communicate with the viewers. Some people are kind of like how I was and just want to create. But I've reached the point where I don't think it's even that I want to create anymore. It's that I want to feel like I should create, like I should be good at it. Cause my man's I've been going at it for years. I've been trying out all these things. I have all this random knowledge of the ins and outs of the business, the algorithm, the the way demonetization works, the way a stream should be built, and the perfect like building blocks. And then I don't do fucking anything. It's unbelievable. Can you believe that I sat here? I have 3 SCP videos recorded. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull those up in the old documentos. 3 SCP videos recorded for the next SCPs I want to make, but I don't want to put them out because I don't have the right music. Can can you imagine how utterly aggravating that must be for people with actual talent or whatever? I have these 3. This is a rough cut because I needed to cut it and change it up. But these are perfect readings that I redid maybe 10 fucking times. Maybe there's one stutter or something. And I was like, yes, I can put that out. I'm so ready to unveil onto this world what I can do. I have to put out more videos. I have to produce more content because that's what I want, right? I want to be a content creator. Or maybe I just want, do I want fame? Do I want to create perfect content? What the fuck do I want? Why am I doing this? I I don't even know. I just really love SCPs. I wish there were more readings out there, and I was wondering why hasn't anyone ever done it in order? Why are so many of the SCPs gone? And it's because it's fucking hard to like make something and go, I'm willing to put that out in the world. Like when I think about channels who can do that, like Eastside Show, he had a very poor mic setup, but his readings were still really fucking good because despite his poor mic setup, he made the most of what he had and he still produced the content. He has most of the SCP readings that no one fucking knows about because he was like, there needs to be a reading for this or whatever. I don't know the guy. Maybe he was like, if I do this, easy views, easy money. I have no idea, but it's so fucking cool that someone can put out content and just be okay with it. And I don't even know how long it's been since I've posted anything. I don't even know how long it's been since I've thought of a video idea, because I used to write them down all the time, for personal side projects on a little separate channel where I was kind of testing out the waters on editing, and then nuked because I hated them. But regardless, it was a build-up of skills, a little bit of Resolve, a little bit of Premiere, a little bit of Vegas 10. If I get the editing, then I can capture exactly what I want to make the perfect SCP videos. But then now I'm hitting this new roadblock. SCP videos, they're so nice, but I need music now. Maybe I should produce my own music. I don't fucking have an idea of how to make music. I'm like just learning music theory. What was it? Every good boy does. Or wait. Every good boy does. Fuck, I don't know. I forgot. I am I confusing another anagram? I can't even. Or is it an anagram? Fauna. The thing where you use vocal things to remember. I can't do it. I can't remember it. My brain is like in one ear, out the other. I've forgotten musical theory. I used to play violin. I was learning guitar. I was learning drums. I fucking started all. I started and I'm like, yes, it's my time. This time, I'll dedicate to it. And then I fuck up just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I go, no, I can't fucking do this. It's over. And I'm starting to feel like that with other videos. Because, SCP videos are, well, they're the heart of what I love because I adore the SCP community. The writers are fantastic. I adore the Foundation's current setup on their website. Uh, the Volgun is an absolute fucking blessing on the community with his goddamn music creation, with his 3D modeling, with the way he presents the videos and how they're fairly timely. And then there's me who wants to contribute to this community that I love so much, but I don't want to let them down by putting out trash garbage. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll use B-roll, but then I started getting nervous about the B-roll because I'm like, I don't want my channel to suddenly disappear one day because I used some random bit of footage. So I took from other YouTubers who I felt were understanding of the idea of, free use, and then I always refer to everyone within the description and it makes me feel better about it. And I'm doing everything I can to make the most right content so that it's always presentable and always available to anyone. And it's never going to just disappear from the internet one day, like some of the SCP readings already have. Like, if I try to find a list of in-order SCPs, the most complete lists still have videos privated or hidden from the fucking face of the earth. And I have no idea how to approach things because I'm scared mine's is going to suddenly disappear, The fucking, like that one German guy who was claiming the free use works of SCPs. He could just hit me one day and then all that effort was for naught. And then I think about all this and I go, well, in the first place, you have to put out something. And then I get into that guilt mindset of, okay, I'll just make the video. And then I record it. And then I start getting into the editing stage and I go, it's missing this. I can't find this specific type of B-roll I want in the background. I want to keep it visually interesting, or I don't have enough of an ambiance that fits this specific reading, so I can't have it scroll down and like look really pretty like the way Volgun has it and just have kind of an SCP representation. I don't have the 3D modeling skills to make my own SCPs. I don't have the musical prowess with FL Studio or Cake Labs or whatever I want to try and get into to produce my own music. I don't understand enough of the theory. I don't have the mastery over this and that and all the small moving parts to make the ideal video. And then I go, well, maybe I can use my personality. I think I'm fairly dynamic, right? Maybe I can keep a conversation going with myself, make it feel real. Like when I read my creepypastas to friends, because I just read it amongst, my Discord call or whatever. and then they get to hear it, and then it's an enjoyable experience that way because now it's more of a lighthearted thing. I get to overact, I get to be exaggerative, and I don't feel as awkward as staring into a camera and talking to myself. And despite that, sitting here and doing that, despite me feeling like it makes for really good content in the moment with friends, I feel like I can't put it out the same on YouTube or on the internet in the wide as a whole, because I feel the critiquing eye of everyone, the everyone not watching is going to be so great upon it that I don't want it to be bad. I want people to enjoy what I'm making, but I'm not making fucking anything. Do you know, I sat here and I've recorded this little thought speech with myself multiple times because it's the only way I can get myself to talk to a camera is when I'm like riled up, upset, when I have this mindset that I gotta let them know, I gotta let them know, but there's no one really specifically to let know. I don't want this channel to become a one-trick pony either, because I enjoy SCPs immensely. They're one of my favorite things in the world, but that's not all I enjoy. And I don't want to do the multi-channel thing because sometimes, I just want to put out a little meme video. Every now and then I want to make some gameplay, but that doesn't make people enjoy your content. It upsets, the mass majority of people. They'll look at it and they'll go, well, I've come here for a reading. I've come here for some memes. And when I sit there and I gotta list off like my favorite YouTubers, I think like Nightmine with his massive exploration into ARGs, Nightmare Expo or Nexpo as he's so lovingly referred to as now, or Rainbot, how they approach creepypastas and strange happenstances in the real world, or maybe I think of the Volgun, which is mostly SCPs and purely SCP content. Dark Somnium produces incredible music. Oh my god. Dark Somnium is an underrated musical genius, and his readings are fucking spot on. And then that's that horror side of YouTube I adore. And then I fall into this love for ASMR, so I try to tweak with my mic settings to try and get that ASMR feel, that very personal feel, a little bit strange, trying to get the tingles going, trying to make you feel something special, trying to make you feel a little deeper and involved into the story, because for me it's immersive. For me it's like, wow, now I'm more put into this world because the sound production is a certain way, but I don't have an incredible sound setup, so I have to try even harder to make my specific setup work for them. And then you fall into like KMLG, whatever the fuck, a billion letters with his memes. You got Saranac, Flying Kitty, and I think about them and I'm like, man, that's incredible. And like Too Mad, which is fucking insanity incarnate. I used to watch him back when he did Overwatch, but then he started doing in real life content and improvement. It's incredible. And I love all of these things. What direction does this channel go? How do I approach that? Because I want the spirit of all those things, the comedy, the love for horror, and well thought out and created prose, and I want the like beautiful audio production, like all melded together, but it's not reasonable. And then the more unreasonable you get, the harder it is to produce anything. And then I reached this breaking point where I won't even turn off my AC right now because I'm so done with the very notion and an idea of producing fucking anything. I don't even want to make the audio sound good because then I think people might actually watch this video and give a shit. Because if the audio is awful, why would you watch it? That's my head. That's what I'm thinking. And it's self-sabotage, sure. It's a destructive approach, sure. But it makes sense to me. My brain is like, hey, it'll work. No one's gonna want to watch it. I mean, yeah. I've put out this video to myself unlisted. That's exactly what I'm gonna do, yeah. Just because I needed to feel as though I could speak my piece on things and not feel overwhelmed with expectations that don't even matter. Could you sit there for a moment and think about how people who aren't even in your life anymore affect your decision making? I mean, I'm sure, personalities are melded from past experiences, but these are people I met online when I was 10 years old who I don't want to let down, despite them maybe having a few conversations with me in a chat forum like thing for Nintendo DS. How do you explain that feeling looming over you and not think, wow, that's fucking insanity? And I think that's the point I'm at. I'm gonna start releasing some hot poo poo garbage just for the sake of releasing something that feels like I've done work. And I think I'm gonna avoid deleting it. You know what? I'm gonna put this out, and now every video I produce, I'm not even gonna unlist unless it's absolutely necessary anymore. I'm just gonna put this out like this. Yeah, fuck unlisting it. And whatever looming expectation I give myself, I'm going to ignore it and try and produce more things, because my big goal now is to read all the SCPs in order. And I don't know if you've been on the SCP wiki in a while, but that's getting more and more unreasonable as I speak. I'm thinking of just, adding other YouTubers' videos in my playlist to make sure that it gets done. Cause now we've hit. Oh, are we on 6K? Oh, I see. We are currently at a minor 5,000 to 5,999. There's some spaces within those, but that means that there are 5,000 at least SCPs produced. How the fuck am I gonna read 5,000 SCPs in a timely manner if I can't even put out fucking 5, 6, 7? What the fuck am I doing? What is this large task that I'm putting before me? I want to do it though. No, I'm gonna do it, and they'll probably be garbage, because that's the only way I can see myself producing such a large amount of content. But I don't want them to be garbage, so maybe I can pull some resources together and at least make them, you know, feel better, feel listenable. Who would have known this all started from a ridiculous bathtub SCP and an aspiration to listen to all of them so I didn't have to read them. Can't get it, you gotta make it. Whatever. Maybe I'll produce something. Regardless, it's been Baldy, Silux, Luxus, Siplux, whatever generation you knew me as. Johnny.